Maasrot, Parakeh, Mishnah, Gimel, Chapter 5, Mishnah 3 in Maasrot. Pretty short Mishnah, very straightforward. It says the Mishnah, okay? Lo yimkor adam et perotav, mishubao leonata ma'asrot. Person should not sell his perot, sell his fruits, mishubao leonata ma'asrot. Remember we said onata ma'asrot is when the fruits themselves are now chayav in Maasrot. If they're ba'u shlish, or they turn the right color, you can go back and read the beginning of chapter 1, beginning of Parak Aleph. So when the fruits came to the time of onat Maasrot, you shouldn't sell them, the misha eino ne'eman ala Maasrot, to someone who is not reliable, someone who will not take off trumot to Maasrot. Why? The Bartuder says clearly, it's a violation of lifnei iver. V'lo b'shvi'it, and nor should you sell in shvi'it. This is not the field, this is not your produce, you should not sell your field, l'mishu chashud ala shvi'it, to someone who is chashud ala shvi'it. Now the Kahati notes that this is not just talking about his fruit. And we've talked about this idea of selling like a chaver. So we're not talking about the fruits themselves because we learned this in Masechet Demai. There were Amei Haaretz who didn't take off Trumot and Maasrot, and there were other people who also didn't take off Trumot and Maasrot at all. The Yerushalmi says, Lo yimkor adam et sadehu im perotav. We're talking about a person who's selling his field, and the field has produce that are ba'u la'onata ma'asrot. Okay, so you're not selling the fruit themselves, it's talking about selling the field. Why? The fisha eno, because the person is not ne'eman on Maasrot, and it'll be a problem of lifnei iver. Now, it's a very interesting question, whether you're like, when a person is selling his things, and we talked about this in Demai as well, to what degree am I responsible for the religiosity of somebody else? And the Mishnah says, you're responsible. There is an issue of lifnei iver, and if he's not going to follow halacha, and you're selling him this produce, and it's chayav in Maasrot, it's your responsibility. Now, interestingly enough, if it's not ba'u le'onata Maasrot, if it's not onata Maasrot, if you didn't get to onata Maasrot, you can sell it to him, even though you know in like a month he's not going to take off Maasrot. But it's not your responsibility because you're not selling him the produce itself. Similarly, lo b'shvi'it is talking about a field with perot shvi'it, l'mishu chashur al shvi'it, because he's going to now sell the produce, which is not permitted. So the Mishnah says, but v'im bikru, if there are some, let's say you have the field, and most of the field is not onata Maasrot. It's not ripened yet. It's not ready to be sold. But there are some fruits that have bikru, have ripened to the degree where they are onata Maasrot. No telav tabakurot. You are allowed to then pick those fruits that the guy comes and wants to buy your field. You can take the fruits that have ripened, umucheret hashar, and you can sell the rest of the field. Meaning you're only responsible if you're selling specifically fruits that you know he's going to violate. If you know that there are fruits that are going to ripen in a week, that's not your responsibility. That's not considered lifnei iver. It's only lifnei iver if you're selling him the actual thing that he's going to use in order to violate the halacha. Stop here if you have any comments or questions. As always, email me at arspoter@gmail.com, and we'll dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.